this is a miracle. I'm surprised.
Isn't it wonderful? This is what I want us to be doing in and across Africa, you know.
Yes, the Indian culture is so rich. You could remember some of their movies we watched, how they behave. You know, they have so much humility in them. They express themselves in a very humble way. But
we cannot talk about India and Ghana without talking about Kwame Nkrumah, the first president of Ghana. Likewise, what Mahatma Gandhi, the vegetarian. Don't forget, I'm also a vegetarian. I'm a vegan. Mahatma Gandhi. I love the man.
we are not talking about any other country, but we are talking about India. Yes, India. That's what we are talking about right now. India. India is a country that lies in the Eastern Asia, Southeastern Asia, and to that much we may say it's found on the East Asian continent. Yes, you know, Asia, when we talk about Asia, then we are talking about human resource, we are talking about technology, we are talking about advanced technology. Asia has no competitor when it comes to technology in this world. Yes, because Asia, right from computer or IT to automobile to pharmaceutical, you cannot just compete with Asia. They have the human resource, the natural resource, and everything that it needs to develop itself technologically. India has emerged as a dynamic force in the global technology landscape, with various sectors experiencing significant growth and innovation. Here are some key technologies driving India's progress. We have artificial intelligence, which is AI, which India is leveraging on to tackle problems such as healthcare, agriculture, education. And this AI market is expected to grow up to $5.8 billion by 2030. India is what we are talking about right now. Then we have Indian companies that such as Maruti Tech Labs, Bosch, and Tata, all using AI to enhance their development. We have another technological aspect which is called IoT, the Internet of Things, which India is so much investing in or leveraging on to tackle healthcare issues, education issues, using them to plan smart cities and all that. India is doing well. India is growing. Techs like Mahindra, Algo, and other robotic entities are doing so well in India. When we talk about automotive, then we are talking about India's Mahindra company, India's Tata company that has supplied vehicles to various sectors in this world. When we talk about Tata, hey, Tata Bus, you know, you can remember Tata is one of the oldest automobile companies in this world. Tata, they produce all forms of vehicles, ranging from saloon cars to coupes, all the way to heavy duty equipment. And for your information, Tata, to some extent, owns the Land Rover, Range Rover company. That company that boasts itself so much to be in the European soil, that is from, what's the name? Britain, is owned by Tata to some extent. Yes. So when I talk about automobile companies, we can talk about this Tata. We can talk about Mahindra. Yes, we can talk about Mahindra. Most in Ghana here, some of our security entities use Mahindra and Tata vehicles a lot. India has connected with Ghana. India has visited Ghana. Recently, Ghanaians welcomed the head of state of India, their Prime Minister, to Ghana to have a diplomatic talk or to have some kind of one-on-one with the Ghanaian economy or the Ghanaian parliament and the president to see how things are going in the world, to see how things are going on in Africa and Ghana especially. Look, that visitation was one of the greatest we could ever experience. Yes, a country such as India, a country that has so much to offer, visiting our soil means there is a lot to exchange. Yes, India is also doing well in pharmaceutics, which is in the creation of healthcare products, drugs, not hard drugs, but drugs that are used in the hospital, approved ones, and as well the production of some medications. India can boast of a lot of things that they do, and that sounds so well. So India visited Ghana, and their Prime Minister had the privilege to visit the parliament, where most of our parliamentarians showed some love. They actually showed some love to them by dressing in the Indian outfit. Yes, the Indian culture is so rich. You could remember some of their movies we watched, how they behave. You know, they have so much humility in them. They express themselves in a very humble way, but yet they also have some kind of martial arts kind of movies they show, and then we love it so much, like this Bahubali. Ladies and gentlemen, Africa is blessed. Totally. Africa is blessed with resources, humility. Africa is blessed with human resource capital. Africa is blessed with natural resource capital. Africa is blessed with any other thing, technical know-how and everything it takes to develop. Yes, what we need now is good and great leadership, together with some level of unification. I will always call for a unified Africa. I will call for Africa's togetherness, Africa's oneness. I really will call for that. Yes, but well, currently we are on the way. So to talk about the unionism or the togetherness we need between African countries, we must start talking about ourselves. Yes, Ghana recently.
उपराष्ट्रपति जी, घाना के माननीय मंत्रीगण, ट्रेडिशनल रूलर्स, उपस्थित गणमान्य सज्जन, राष्ट्रपति जी द्वारा घाना के राष्ट्रीय अवार्ड द ऑफिसर ऑफ द ऑर्डर ऑफ द स्टार ऑफ घाना से सम्मानित किया जाना मेरे लिए अत्यंत गर्व और सम्मान की बात है। मैं राष्ट्रपति महामा जी, घाना सरकार और घाना के लोगों का हृदय से आभार प्रकट करता हूं। मैं इस सम्मान को 140 करोड़ भारतीयों की ओर से विनम्रता के साथ स्वीकार करता हूं। यह सम्मान मैं हमारे युवाओं की आकांक्षाओं को, उनके उज्जवल भविष्य को, हमारी समृद्ध सांस्कृतिक विविधता और परंपराओं को और भारत घाना के ऐतिहासिक संबंधों को समर्पित करता हूं।
Your Excellency, President Mahama, Madam Vice President, distinguished ministers from Ghana, and all the dignitaries who are gathered here to grace this occasion. It is a matter of immense pride and honor for me to be bestowed Ghana's National Award, the Officer of the Order of Star of Ghana, by the President. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to President Mahama, the government of Ghana, and the people of Ghana for this recognition. I would like to humbly accept this award on behalf of all the 1.4 billion.
Even the office of the President which by the grace of God I now hold, is not above the law. Leadership must be grounded in justice, in honesty, and a reverence of God. If we want a just Ghana, we must be just in leadership. A nation's greatness is not measured by the heights of its skyscrapers or the size of its budget. The values of its people are the true measure of a nation's greatness. The virtues of courage, of honesty, of discipline, of sacrifice, and compassion are what really measure the greatness of any nation. It is in these quiet strengths that the true power of our country, Ghana, resides. It is through these virtues that we will rise and prosper. I extend my most profound appreciation to the Church, from the Assemblies of God, to the Catholic Bishops' Conference, to the Christian Council of Ghana, to the Pentecostal and Charismatic Council, and every fellowship denomination of Christendom, and indeed to all believers across this land. Thank you for being our moral anchors. And if you follow the teachings of Paul, in Galatians, you know, it's not always been like this. So, the first time I preached in my church on Men's Ministry Day, you should have seen it was a disaster. Gradually, the divine unction is descending on me. And so, the Apostle Paul says in Galatians 6:2, he says, bear one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ. It means that we must assist each other. We must show love to each other. We must love one another and help each other carry the burdens that they have in life. There are many around us who are struggling, not just spiritually, but also physically. Some are struggling emotionally, and some are struggling materially. There are people here who haven't eaten this today, just because they do not have what it takes to be able to buy a meal. And that's why Christ expects us to share generously. There are others too who have abundant. You ate breakfast, you ate lunch before coming here, and you go back home and there's fufu and light soup and aponche waiting for you. We must learn to share the burdens of others. If you can give that one meal, one aponche and light soup, aponche cracker and fufu, to somebody who can afford it, the blessings you get are multiple. He who gives receives more blessing than he who receives. In our communities, like I said, some go to bed hungry. Young people are losing hope. Families are burdened by the weight of unemployment, uncertainty, and inflation. And so as we reflect on the sacrifice that Jesus Christ